All right, welcome. Oh, waiting for the Facebook Live. Here we go. Welcome. Happy Monday. Happy 3rd of July. I'm here with my kitty friend.
There he is, just resting on the couch.
So it's like sort of a holiday. I think some people have off, some people don't. I am going to go to the beach in a little while. Super excited. But I wanted to pop in and do my Monday talk since I've been a little bit inconsistent lately. So this week, I have been tuning into the yogic principle of Aparigraha. Aparigraha is the last of the yama, the last in the first step of yogic principles. And the translation, it's often translated as non-grasping, non-hoarding, or non-attachment. Okay, so if we're not doing that, then what are we doing? So one of the things we can say is letting go. And it's actually very appropriate to talk about this today because it's a full moon as well. It's a full moon, I believe, in Capricorn. Capricorn. And so the full moon is the height of the light being reflected off of the sun. And it's a transition. It's a transition from the building of energy to the releasing of energy. So we get to look at, okay, in the first half of the moon cycle, what were we working on? What was going well? And then what can we kind of let go of? What details might have we been too hung up on? Because we can still create our dreams or whatever it is that we're trying to create, we can still create. But the details, like what color the thing is or in what timing the thing arrives, that we might not be able to completely micromanage, right? So letting go of some of the details of exactly what it looks like and what the timing is and how it happens and all of that, while still moving forward. So a little bit of softening around some of the gripping, some of the holding. The title of this talk I named Letting Go and Becoming Free. So when we're not gripping onto whatever it is, then we are free to connect back to the truth, connect back to our own purpose. So this week I've been having a challenging experience in my personal life and home realm of getting a roommate, changing the room that I live in, moving all of my stuff, going through all of my stuff, which wasn't my first choice as far as the arrangement here. Like I kind of had the feeling that if I'm gonna move, I'm gonna like move, and so just like changing rooms and having to go through all of my stuff for that reason, I was very resistant to it. And I also really struggle with letting go of stuff. Okay, so it was a big challenge for me, a lot of emotions, like going through stuff that wound up here from my childhood home and going through stuff and being like, okay, well, I don't really need this, but I don't want to throw it in the trash, and who can I give it to, and trying to get rid of things in a way that's responsible and respectful to the earth. This is something that can be very consuming. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's like, do I own my stuff and my home and my space, or do those things own me? And are these details blocking me from connecting to my heart and my life purpose, right? So I gave the example in class earlier this week of these placemats that I found that I really love and I would love to use in my kitchen. They match the whole aesthetic that I'm going for and whatever, but they're stained. I found them. They were a free thing. They're stained and they might be very difficult to clean. So I was talking to my mom about, can I clean these placemats and how should I do it and whatever. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, keep the placemats, give away the placemats, whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? So if I'm getting so hung up about placemats that I forget what my actual purpose is, why I'm actually trying to live this life and feel good and what it is all for and what am I trying to connect to, then it becomes very convoluted, right? So whatever. Not letting this stuff own me, which is hard. It's hard for me. Okay, it might be hard for you as well. We have different degrees of attachment to stuff, but we all experience attachment to something. Okay, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, whether it be an actual version of your identity, right? We're constantly evolving. I am not the person that I was yesterday. That person no longer exists. Even physically. The molecules of my body are constantly changing. I'm shedding stuff, I'm growing new stuff. Not entirely. We keep some cells in our organs and brain and whatever. But to a large degree, our bodies are always changing. Our minds are always changing. We're spiritually evolving. We're in a different orientation as related to time and space. Okay? So we are constantly becoming new. So if I'm attached to a version of myself that might have existed 10 years ago or 20 years ago, or if I'm attached to the version of myself that my parents or my middle school teachers think that I am, then it's going to be very difficult for me to be free to evolve, to shed the blockages that are there that are preventing me from connecting to my actual purpose. So going back to the yogic principle of Aparigraha. Aparigraha is, as I mentioned, non-grasping or non-attachment. The verse for Aparigraha in the Yoga Sutra says, Aparigraha stairye janma katanta sambodhaha. And what this means, Aparigraha stairye is one who is established in the practice of Aparigraha. And then janma katanta sambodhaha means the how and why, the purpose of your birth is revealed. Okay? So my interpretation of that is when you get rid of all the stuff that's blocking you, you start to understand your life purpose. Okay? When I'm not so attached to figuring out what to do with placemats or what to do with some carpet that whatever moths ate, a whole headache. When I'm not so attached to that stuff, then I can actually move forward and evolve and let go of stuff rather than accumulating and carrying it with me, right? So like I said, I can keep the stuff, I can get rid of the stuff, I can work the job, I can stay in the relationship, or I can let go of all of it. It doesn't so much matter. It's more about the mindset. It's more about my spiritual practice of staying free and staying empty so that I can continue to connect to my own purpose and my own heart in this more permanent way that's beyond the stuff that will ultimately get ruined anyways, as I have learned this past week. So, again, the verse is Aparigraha stairye janma katanta sambodhaha. And I'd like to chant this a few times while we sit together. And this is all for the purpose of making ourselves more free. Let your eyes close. Let your body breathe. Bring your hands to heart center. And just imagine, bring into your body the feeling of being totally free and unencumbered. So all of the limitations that you perceive in the reality of your current life are just gone. There's no problem with money. There's no attachment to a place, there's no attachment to stuff, there's no attachment to relationships, there's no limitation on money. You're just free. And I realize this can be scary for many of us, for all of us. But tune into the positive. Tune into the opportunity of that freedom. Being able to do whatever you want. Being able to be whoever you want. A version of yourself that you suspect might be dormant or might be possible in some alternate reality. Now it's completely possible. You're completely free to reinvent yourself without worrying about anything. going to chant Om. I'm going to chant the verse 3 times and then Om again. You're welcome to join me. Exhale. Inhale. Aparigraha stairye janmakatanta sambodha. Aparigraha stairye janmakatanta sambodha. Aparigraha stairye janmakatanta sambodha. I'm just softening your body and mind, softening any attachment to details, to stuff, to being owned by something other than the light of your heart. You are completely free and limitless, expansive beyond measure. Bowing your head to your heart, letting the eyes peek open. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'd love to hear anything you would like to share. I am going to be relaunching my Live Your Yoga program in September. So this is where we go through each of these yoga principles. Aparigraha is one of them. We spend 1 to 2 weeks, depending on the length of the program. I'm still working that all out. 1 to 2 weeks on each principle, where you learn the verse, you learn the yogic philosophy, and you also get to practice applying it to your life in a group. It's a really amazing program. I've run it 3 times so far, so I have had really great results and experiences with my previous cohorts. So I'm doing calls right now, free calls for those that might be interested, where you get to receive free coaching and feedback and information from me and see if the program is right for you this time around. And yeah, we can go from there. So check out the link in my profile to book a call, or feel free to DM me and reach out about that. Have a lovely holiday or Monday, wherever you are. See you soon.